Welcome to Live on One, a miniatures and other shit podcast. Today I'm joined here by Jian. How's it going?
Hey, I'm here.
He's back with a vengeance, and we have special guests today. Phil Donju. Donju? How do you say your last name?
It's Donju.
Donju.
It's French Canadian. I know.
Yeah, we're all French Canadian here, besides Jian. But
all of us.
Yeah, well, to be fair, without getting too into it, a lot of New Hampshire is French Canadian, so makes sense. So going to our normal stuff again, we're cutting back on our kind of intro time in future episodes just to get to the content, but you can skip right ahead. There'll be a timestamp below to about I don't know how long it'll take, but to where the content starts. And today we're talking about Dorm and his recent changes and kind of like what that means for us and things like that. So without further ado, Jian, you got a live on one?
Yeah, relevant to our Dormammu episode today, I'd like to talk about an incident of a live on one that I had recently with our friend Gabe, who's also from Montreal. And Gabe came down to rock some APOC versus my Dormammu list. The situation was that it's towards the end of the game. Zemo was on like a couple health left. He was able to charge in, use Iceman's cold snap power to actually give himself the last bit of damage, leave him alive on one, but he was able to finish out two characters because of that from his attacks. And that was like really cool to see. So all he had to do was just mind himself, flipping that Guardian point, hold on to the hammer, and not let APOC get it. So in the next round, I decided to just keep him safe by putting him on a piece of terrain. But I forgot that I ended the round with him on 5 power. So I then immediately proceed to perish my Zemo, and APOC took the hammer, and Gabe walked us away to victory. And I was like, sad. I did that to myself because,
Yep.
Yep.
At least, but not spoiler alert, but sort of spoiler alert. At least now it happens. You would have lost your activation under previous Dorm rules. So.
Right, yeah. I just get to feel good about my activation until I did it at the end of my cleanup step. And then I'm like, I am the biggest dum-dum ever. Whoops.
Could you have spent the power?
It's like...
Yeah, so that's the thing. Zemo has a charge. So you can actually charge without actually, attacking anybody. So you would just spend the 2 power, do a move action, and then he would have been at 3 power, not taking any flames to fall team damage.
Well, Phil, you had something?
Yeah, I was going to say, the nice thing about that change to the leadership there in this situation is once you killed yourself at the end, you could theoretically also bring him back with that really amazing Dark Dimension card. So, that's just something to think about.
Well, you can only do that if he was KO'd and not dazed.
No, he was KO'd. But the problem is someone else already died that game, Phil, because this was round 6 that we were in. And
wow.
The game ended 25-23 in Gabe's favor. So shout outs, Gabe, for an incredibly brain-busting game for round 1.
Yeah, that sounds like a really fun game to watch.
Yeah, should have streamed it, Jen. Okay, so quick hobby stuff. So there's kind of like a couple of series we're planning on doing that I just came up with today. Again, I'm procrastinating. I was procrastinating taking my final of the semester. But anyways, we just had Rob on last week to talk about some painting stuff. We're probably going to do that, every once in a while to just talk about hobby related things because I feel like it's something the space doesn't have. So definitely be cool. And I'm into that. I consistently play miniatures games probably because of the painting aspect. I know not everyone's like that, but I definitely am. I know Phil's not like that. He carries around a box of like plastic models. Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually a tiered box. Okay.
I know, but every time I see it, I'm like, oh, at least I can ask Phil if I need a model.
Exactly. And I paint some of them. I did. I stopped. Good. I haven't painted them in a long while, but there is 25% of those models are painted.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 1/4. That's not a bad ratio. Not a good one, but
it's actually probably closer to 20% at this point. More models keep coming out.
Yeah, that's true. but anyways, that's all a way to kind of say I started working on some Midnight Suns, and I actually so when we had Rob on, and I know Waller is like kind of the same mind, I like re-listen to the episode to like take his tips because like while you're recording you don't hear everything, and so I was like, oh, okay, all right. So I'm like sitting here with Hulk trying to go up the color wheel, which is kind of cool. So I Hulk, that is. But yeah, I started on some Midnight Suns this week. Got Mummy, got a cape on Mummy, and I started my Blade and I Hulk and stuff. So hoping to get I Hulk done by Saturday, but we'll see. So then after that, upcoming events, I think the only one on the radar realistically is CaptainCon in Warwick, Rhode Island. That's January 1st, February 1st. The singles is on January 30th. And then the teams is the weekend of the 1st of February. And so it's about a little less than 2 months now, but sign up. Jian is TOing that with Shane. And should be a good time. We got a few teams already signed up. Some people I haven't seen in a while, which is kind of cool. So I know Rob and Ben are going, so it'll be a party, you know?
Yep. Please sign up. And if you guys don't have like a full team of 3, please reach out to myself, Shane, or Eric. We will help try to find a team for you as well.
Yeah, I've seen someone said they signed up and now they're trying to fill in their team. I saw on like your or our local Discord this week as well. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, please reach out because team events are a lot of fun. So even if you don't have something put together, I think it's just the experience is just really, really cool to just see for the first time, especially if you haven't done one before. So yeah, we're happy to bring something to New England that hopefully will be a fun experience for everybody.
And it's in the middle of it's in like prime play season. There's nothing really around it. You know what I mean? Like some of the problem with like March and April events is that there's tons of shit around it that a lot of people like to travel to, such as Squad Goals, Adepticon. So like there's nothing in January. So well, nothing huge that I know. Oh, I guess CarlCon's in January now, isn't it?
Yeah, but the nice thing about CarlCon is that's a West Coast event where we're an East Coast event, so people can, have their choosing of, where they want to, how much MTP do you want to play?
Yeah. Basically. Or how much do you want to pay for a plane ticket becomes my big question.
Exactly.
So sign up for that. You can Google CaptainCon. There's also a Longshanks that's already up. So you can kind of like check out the competition, quote unquote. I don't know, but
yeah, we'll try to give you the guys' Longshanks list down below once this episode's recorded.
Yeah, you'll just have to remind me, Jian. So without further ado, so yeah, that's an event. Nothing major on the horizon for the next like month and a half or so. So a lot of little things going on. So without further ado, I guess we can dive into our topic. Look, Jian, we did 8 minutes. So proud. Okay, cool. So tonight we invited Phil on because Phil is he's basically my local kind of. And Phil, yeah. You were the first person. I copied your idea, and then last year was ranked higher than you. So, not to brag, but I just played it more.
I do have to play Dormammu in ranked games if I want my score to go up.
Exactly. So because I was playing more Dormammu than you at one point, mine was higher. And now it's back to bad.
Well, it's all right. I'm still proud of you for getting up there.
Yeah, then I started playing APOC, and it all went downhill from the Dark Dimension perspective. But anyways, Phil was the first.
I think it all goes downhill when everyone starts playing APOC. So
Oh, okay. Well, at least it's not webs, right? Dun-dun-dun.
You're not wrong.
Sorry, Jian. I forgot you were on here. Here's like. No, I think webs. That's a whole nother discussion. So one that we won't get into, but they're definitely an affiliation that helps you play better, and they're fun to an extent. So Phil was the first person I ever saw kind of like run Dormammu. I remember Maddox like showed me your list, and he's like, "Yo, you like the big tanky guys? You just bought this model. Check this out." And I was like, "Who the fuck is Phil?" Turns out you played it out of Midgard, so that's pretty close. But yeah, why don't you walk us through, just a little bit of your, I don't think anyone's ever, heard you on our show, at least. You are local. We're on the same, New England team. So, why walk us through who you are, how you got an MCP briefly, and like also then how you got into Dormammu.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, my name's Phil. I actually had been very hesitant to get into MCP for quite a while. I had friends, my best friend Sean McNamara. He kept trying to get me into it for a while, and I had just refused because I didn't want to get into another minis game. You know, we've all been there. And eventually, Lockjaw and Crystal came out, and I was sold. So I have a stupid love for the Inhumans, and when they got added to the game, I had to do it, especially when they included Lockjaw. And then from there, they eventually came out with Dormammu, and well, I love me a big bad guy. So,
and he's the biggest and the baddest.
He's the biggest and baddest of the bad guys. So I picked him up, and coincidentally, at the time, you know, a lot of those Inhuman characters still worked really well with Dark Dimension. Mm-hmm. Well, at least Lockjaw did. Lockjaw worked really well with Dark Dimension. That's all that really mattered.
He still does. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Still really good. And then I became enamored with just the ability to basically say everyone was in my affiliation. So anytime any character pack came out, I'd be like, oh man, you know what? They'd be really good in Dormammu. Mm. And I just started playing around from there. I started off in the beginning with what... Funny enough, we mentioned webs. Webs, a lot of the early webs especially, work really well with Dormammu.
Yeah.
Miles just has silly amounts of application. Being able to do that web swing round one gives him a lot of hate right off. And back then, when I say back then, back when single extracts were a thing, not being able to make your opponent drop their asset was a really big deal. So I just sort of went on from there. I eventually just grabbed characters that weren't really played within their actual affiliations. For example, Crimson Dynamo. Loved me some Crimson Dynamo, the only good character back then out of that poor affiliation, which, side note, has a phenomenal leadership ability.
Yeah. We had Ben on about a month ago to talk about Winter Guard, Ben Lalka. So he's a Winter Guard enthusiast. But then, no. Okay, great. That's super cool. And like Phil, so you know when you say sentences and you don't know where you're going with them, we're now witnessing that right now. So I was like, okay, cool, Winter Guard.
I mean, Red Guardian's pretty okay. He brings a really good card for Dormammu, you know, and the 2-power actually lets him actually use his defense tech, you know, unlike his home affiliation.
Yeah, no, actually, I agree with you. I for a little while, I actually did a Dormammu combo Winter Guard list just because, well, Dormammu's not hard to splash.
I think that's the one that Maddox sent me. At that time, you were running that, I think.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
That was...
Everwinter,
Ben
right?
got so mad at me for... I said Everwinter. Ben got so mad at me for doing well with it.
I guess you are doing it right.
Yeah. That's when you know you've made it. Yeah. I mean, he's asked me several times if I've ever been punched by a priest, and that's super cool though. So I guess there's no real structure, but we should start this episode off. And also, thank you for coming on. Like, I know we've talked about you coming on before. Like, you know, you and I talk on and off here and there about certain things, especially Dormammu related. And you've sent me many pictures of you with an AI Dormammu. But it'd be cool to make like a dice tray out of that, Phil, if you've ever thought about that. But so we should start this all off with the fact that like we got some. So I do want to say, like, character card wise, they just feel like mostly, a good change of pace. Changes to Dormammu's card. So, like, for those who don't know or are just seeing Dormammu's card for the first time, now it's been updated. basically what changed was he had a wild. We talked about this a couple episodes ago, but like just for reference, his builder was a wild trigger to do the same thing, like gain extra power, and then it was also wild trigger hex, I believe. They were both wilds.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and then those changed to skulls now, which I think we'll get to very shortly. And then also your characters, if they had 5 or more power, took damage in the cleanup in the power phase. And that changed to the cleanup phase. And then I think pretty much everything else is the same on his card. No, the skull thing. That's right. Yeah, so instead of before it was you count your opponent's skulls, now it's you add dice. You add skulls from your opponent's roll to your own roll. So
that's correct, yeah. So they count for triggers.
Yeah, and the triggers are now all skulls on his builder, as previously mentioned. Also, the other thing that I am just quickly forgetting is his spender got easier to pull off the like chain. They dropped one of the triggers. I think the shield.
It was a shield, yep.
Yeah. So, wow, I'm happy I could do that all from memory. That's how much I played Dormammu. But yeah, so those were kind of, I think to be fair, like in general, that was just kind of like a good change of life. Where they call that like a life change or
quality of life changes. Yeah, because his builder wasn't really a builder, right? The only way you actually got the power from it is from the sap powers, and actually getting those wilds was actually kind of hard to get to a lot of times.
It was really hard. I'll be honest with you. You hit one. Now you have 2 pools as well. You have your pool and your opponent's pool to hit the trigger. So it helps you hit that like way more often. But the reason why I call them quality of life changes is because I think what really actually is going to push Dormammu into the forefront right now is the turn 0 changes and being able to veto missions. And I think that can be missed. So, when we're talking about new Dormammu, I think it's important to like highlight the fact that his card got changed. It's a great quality of life, but like now you're playing on less swinging missions or missions that he doesn't like, or you have the opportunity to. The percentages dropped like insanely on like certain missions. Maybe he probably doesn't want to play on riots necessarily, and now you have some like maneuverability around like certain secures or extracts. So, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. He also doesn't like playing at like 16 threat, so that's it's something to think about when you're saying no to a mission, and it gives you actually more of a chance because I'm pretty sure there's only one 16 threat mission right now.
There's 3, but close.
Okay, well, that's like one. You can tell how often I use them.
Yeah, someone doesn't play webs or Midnight Suns.
Wow, yeah. What is that like a thing? I think Matt Alex plays that.
Yeah, Matt brought at least 2 16s. His we don't have to get into that, but his picks. I actually told him this while we were playing. Like his picks for his missions were really punishing to like the meta teams right now. Yeah, the way he did it was pretty brilliant actually. So, it like forced you on a scenario that you didn't want to be on no matter what you flipped kind of, maybe with the exception of one mission in there, but the percentages of that are again pretty low. But yeah, I don't know if I agree with you about Dorm not liking the 16. I think it's fine.
Really?
It depends on who you're going into. So Midnight Suns, maybe. Oh, sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
So just popular wise, and again, Phil, like I feel like New England sometimes its own little bubble as far as
definitely is
ideas, but conventionally, I think it's very popular for people to run Red Skull 2 currently in Dormammu, and then you also get to a good 3 threat, either like a Gorgon or Zemo, and that makes up your 16 threat right there, which is incredibly punishing. I think on like a Mayor Fisk or Deadly. Was a deadline destruction situation there.
Yeah, it's like the previous. I don't know if you encounter this. I guess I play slightly outside of New England now because I play so much TTS. But the Midnight Sun 16 with Eye Hulk, Red Skull, and Blade. It's like similar to that concept. Phil.
And we've awesome. So I'm pretty biased in general because I just like bigger threat games in general. I like to see more models on the field for people. because I just like seeing the interactions during the play of the game. So if I'm like on the fence on going higher or lower threat, I almost always go higher. Even if I'm not playing Dormammu, I just enjoy a higher threat game in general. So I'm extremely biased regarding that.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's your play style, and you're totally welcome to it. And you're a really good player, so I don't think there's any arguments there. Yeah. So I don't remember what we were talking about, but 16's dorm changes of life, quality of life changes. So we got those updates. Now with turn 0, you can kind of like get on better missions. So I think right now, I mean, he's popping up everywhere to be fair, like the 2 major tournaments that have happened around us were Everwinter and PAX. And I know like we all kind of put him in our list, and I didn't at Everwinter, but like I know people did. Like Simon came in and played a mono dorm list. Jian, you had dorm in your, what was it, Brotherhood list, right?
Correct. Yep.
So he's popping up. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. If anything, he's gonna get more popular, in my humble opinion.
I think you're extremely correct. Those changes put him in a good place.
Yeah. So summary is that if you haven't thought about Dorm, he's probably definitely a viable option right now. There's some debate even amongst like people I know if you go mono with him. I'm of the mind, I know Phil's of the mind, that he is fine in a mono affiliation.
Absolutely.
I don't think he just puts so much pressure on everyone. And I know eventually we'll kind of talk about our lists and stuff like that. But like, I think for the time being, just touching on the fact that like, I don't think you need to splash a duel in there. Like, I know like some other players have disagreed with me. I know Waller disagrees with me, but just from what I've seen on the table, there's almost never a time where I feel uncomfortable on a mission,
Yeah.
That used to be the case all the time. Like you webs pair, or you like, I guess previous Inhumans would have put you in a tough spot, but now it's just like you get to pick something better. So
yeah. Honestly, even if people want to dual affiliation with him, I think he's also in just a perfectly fine place to do the same thing. Some people like that, variety or even just comfort, because even though you can play, I think, Dormammu mono right now just fine, a lot of people like to actually, I'm starting to see, splash him into their list, so it's almost like it's the other way around.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like, you also can make a really strong list with a splash, particularly in certain affiliations, and maybe we can talk about those. I don't think I added any of this to the document that we're currently playing off of, or like doing off of, but I can add a box here. Well, Jian, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking too that in terms of splashing too, because he's just an agnostic guy who just makes anything into Dark Dimension, you could potentially take like a lot of good splash characters, right, that are already good characters splashed into your affiliated list, and those pieces can also be taken in the Dormammu like setup if you need to switch to them. So you're really not hurting by splashing Dorm, right? What I'm usually finding out is like, I decided to splash Dorm. I guess I'll take these good 3 threats. Oh, look, these good 3 threats are just good in any list. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think now that we're on this topic, and I put a box on our sheet here, we can just go over it. So there's like certain affiliations that I think he's like super strong with, but I think we'll start off with like the splashes. So for the most part, in a lot of I think this is a pretty common dorm theme right now, is like you splash 3s. And what 3s do you splash? The hyper efficient ones. So so Zemo, Gorgon, I guess we also have Echo. I like Weapon X a lot. Some people do, some people don't, but I think those are the primary 4 that are definitely like what you should kind of start with.
There are so many good splashes for him nowadays, especially I shouldn't even say splashes, 3 threat options for him. Like back in the day, like early when he just released, Miles was a go-to. Baron Zemo, I don't think has ever not been good for him. Lizard, back when you used to see Lizard everywhere, was fantastic for him because he was tanky. Pretty much anyone that had some fast healing or damage reduction. Just very, as you said, efficient 3 threats were really big for him back in the day. And now with the release of so many more, like X-23 can literally just run rampant on her own on entire one side of the map just from like kill spraying through people. I know that's actually Carnage's thing, but like it's the same idea.
Yeah. I also think shout outs to like Inkantu as well. Like just a tanky ass 3 threat, sitting there. And Dorm wants to kill, right? Like we'll get into this
absolutely
later, but the more you kill, the more powered up Inkantu becomes. So he's also really synergistic with the affiliation. And I do think in terms of like splashing, if you're going dual, that's a different conversation too. So like I know off the top of my heads. It's been a really long week. At the top of my head, like webs, I think dark webs could see a return. I know Waller ran that at PAX to some pretty good success. And now I have to bring up my affiliation list. Avengers, probably Cabal, maybe. I haven't tried that yet, but that's interesting.
I think you definitely can with Cabal, especially since what is it, Red Skull 3? One that spends power.
I know you like him. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just being able to manage, it's not as a big deal now that you're like you won't possibly lose like an entire round of activations from your own leadership ability. I think it was definitely more important then just to be able to forcibly rip power off of other people.
Yeah. Red Skull 3 also has the teleport on there, so I think one of the things that the way I play Dormammu is like I have a 3 threat and a 6 threat in there to teleport him, basically. So I bring Hulk now. I really like Hulk at the 20, and I gamma launch him. And honestly, if there's a medium base on your opponent's deployment line and you place correctly, you can double tap turn 1 before they've even moved. And it's nasty. So also Lockjaw is in my current list as well as a splash because I really like the he has ability to like basically teleport him 3. You don't get as aggro as with Hulk, but you teleport him 3 and then you can either pick up an extract or you can decide to bloodhound someone for that turn. So as an extra dice there. So so we ran. Where did I just wrote this down? I'm trying to cross it off.
Okay, I do want to just give one shout out to what an old staple I used to do because there weren't many better options for that back then, other than just like Lockjaw. But the Howling Commandos, Brother in Arms. You can do it turn 1. You move. You basically hopscotch, like flip Dormammu over him, and then you move again. It was so underlooked.
Yeah, I think Calling Commandos keep getting overlooked, but that ability is incredible. Like playing both like Medusa and them, like that place is like huge, especially for a large space model like Dormammu.
Oh yeah. I Medusa. So that's the cool thing about Dormammu for those listening. Is like because every character is available, like sometimes you have these random ideas and you're like, oh man, I gotta try that. So I know Medusa's popped in my head as like my 4 threat. I only bring 1. We'll talk about our specific lists in a moment, but any kind of so I want to know also here like another kind of cool quote unquote splasher 3 threat option. I call them Dormammu's horsemen. I just say horsemen now because APOC's a thing and it just makes sense. But I really like your Black Panther play too. I was looking at your list at one point. I was like, oh man, the Black Panther Chosen of Bast because like Mcron's so popular that like it just makes sense to have him in there for that particular mission.
And Dormammu is not upset with Mcron either. He likes having everyone all close up together. Those incantation turns just become so potentially amazing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And they go off so easy now. Because you only need 3 dice from your pool. So I don't know the math on it, but it's got to be like 25 to 30% more likely than it was before.
Oh, so. The recent tournament at Midgard, I was losing that game. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be winning this. And then like just round 4 came around, and I opened with priority, and I incantationed the zeal. I didn't have any other energy, just enough to do this, and I was like, oh man, I missed the skull trigger. I can't believe I missed that. And then my opponent, bless them, provided it for me, which got me to
God bless
got me to Yahtzee. God bless them.
It is the Christmas season, so you got to thank your opponent.
It then proceeded to daze a total of 3 characters. Sorry,
Wow.
KO'd the last one.
Was that on hammers or anything? Because hammers Dormammu is insane now too.
Oh no! So I actually have not tried hammers with Dormammu currently, because that used to bite me in the butt all the time. It would just give people the ability to actually take out Dormammu.
Yeah, I haven't had a situation where it's been bad for me, because like I typically open with Dorm and I grab a hammer. And I don't know. I've every time that I've played that mission, it's been pretty successful. But yeah, I can see that. Maybe it's because like there isn't a huge attrition bully anymore. Like Thor 2 or something grabbing hammers, your Dorm is just dead.
Yeah.
Previous Thor 2.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's just like a state of the meta type thing, why it kind of works right now. And he is the Thor 2. But
so one other thing that they did actually update, and which does help him live a little bit, is that Feel the Power of Darkness reaction. I think it's no longer that you have to get pushed to get the condition anymore.
Hey, Jian, it actually has always been like that.
Oh, then I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You're a recent dormy. Yeah, no, that hasn't changed. Although there was a question in a game I played today about if you get the incinerate if they can't be pushed, and I think it's a no. But I'm not sure because go ahead.
As far as I know, you still just get the incinerate, whether or not you get pushed or not.
Well, the whole previous clause would be negated. I don't know. There's something like that going on. That's
interesting.
That was John Falco, actually. Shoutouts to John. Brought that up while we were playing. And I was like, I don't know. So
maybe what it is the fact that because the sap power is happening more often now, that you actually have the power to actually use the reactive, right, for the hex.
Yeah. No, Feel the Power of Darkness goes off a lot more than it used to, for sure.
So looking at it right now, there's it says the attacking character gains the hex special condition and is then pushed away small. Ends the sentence right there, and then it goes, if the attacking character already has the hex special condition, it gains incinerate. So I don't think it's conditional on the push.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well then I would have killed this team faster, but no, we were playing so today we were playing a couple of Wakanda, and John wanted to go into Dorm because John's a smart guy and realizes that this might be a thing for a while.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Can you play him?" And I was like, "Sure." And we were just kind of trying stuff out, and I don't know if Wakanda goes into him specifically well. They just it felt bad, honestly. The Wakanda matchup for them. So
really, okay,
yeah. Because King T does not like to be pushed or hexed. So you're one kind of huge damage dealing piece. And I don't know, the pressure that my list brings with the teleporting, so say I misplace Dormammu or whatever, I just teleport to the side where King T is not, or Emma is not, or M'Baku is, because you just one shot their leader, a lot. So, but anyways, it's another story. We'll continue down this trek. So we'll start. Yeah, I guess we'll start off before our list. We'll just say, the current playstyle of Dormammu is just murder, pretty much. There's a little bit more finesse there, but it's kind of just murder with the most efficient threes in the game. So, and this big honking eighth rip model. So, and he is honking. He's one of the biggest models in MCP, I think.
He was the first was a size 5 guy, right? That I recall being released.
The Sentinels came out after him then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then that makes sense. He's taller than I Hulk. I only know that because they're both on my painting disc. But I think the Sentinels are probably taller than him. Prime definitely is taller than him. But
I also just want to make a shout out to the current one of the changes recently we had on throws has actually made, I think, is it been a buff for Dormammu, because one of the worst things him dealing with before was either one, getting giant things thrown into him, or two, getting Dormammu thrown into his own allies.
Oh yeah, there is a game online on YouTube from RSMP where Nick Shaw plays Groot into me, and for the first time, I realized that Groot Spender can throw Dormammu. So yeah, 6 damage coming into your team felt real bad. So yeah, I agree. That's a huge buff for him. Kind of those like chonkier characters all kind of receive like a simultaneous buff there.
Yeah.
And cool. So yeah, that current playstyle, that kind of covers that. I mean, all the normal things about playing well apply, right? Like your positioning is really important with Dormammu. How you throw your threes into the mix is and where you put them. Like, I don't want to say he's like a easy brain affiliation, but he does feel on the easier side. But
the way I kind of think of it is that you can play a lot more aggressive with him because he's one of the few affiliations that you can reliably bring a character back, right? If they get KO'd. Yeah. So because of that, I kind of think of this is date myself a little bit, but if you have like the StarCraft Zerg, where you just you can rush people down, and there's just it's like we're just going to apply pressure, we're just going to apply gas, and we have the ability to get some of that back. It didn't work out so well. But chances are you probably get maimed terribly, like the opponent in the process.
Yeah, the gas thing is huge. Like you play your 3 threats definitely a little bit more differently than in other affiliations. Because I know I'll just fuck you. Like that's why Weapon X is like a good 3 threat for him because Weapon X loses a defense dice on a secure, but like while he's doing it, he's pumping out 7 dice with a charge, attacks with Pierce. So he usually makes up for his threat level just by that alone. And even if you kill him, you can bring him back, and then he's on his healthy side, which is a menace. So, yeah, I think that's a good point, Jian. Like attrition pressure specifically with Dormammu is like a huge thing for his 3 threats, especially.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think trading is a big deal for him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, trading is a really good thing to sort of get down into skill with them, and then you're still playing the missions, but in process of you trading, you're hopefully getting good scoring, right? By taking their stuff when they pick it up.
Yep, or murdering just enough models where you're scoring 4 to 5 points a turn or something like that. So
yeah,
especially on Fisk and Wedding Party, I think he's pretty good on those. Because he doesn't. I mean, the power loss is not the greatest, but when you're getting 2 power a turn, kind of just like the pay to flip scenario is not as big of a tax. So
yeah, absolutely. And Dormammu, especially now because with his changes, he's definitely getting a lot more energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those pay to flips, since we're generally having a lot less people on the board, right? So the pay to flips are a lot easier for him to even deal with now, with getting just so much more energy than normal.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should also mention here about playstyle too that Dormammu in typical kind of strong attrition teams is usually 4 wide, maybe 5 at 1920. So you're usually you have priority at the top of 2 or turn 2. So you're playing in this kind of hit someone hard, wake up, take them off the board kind of scenario. So you can put just even more pressure on that. To be fair, we'll talk about how to play into him. I don't have a ton of solutions at this point, but
we won't share that part.
Yeah, no, we definitely should. But it's hard. He puts on a lot of pressure now, so it's quite challenging to play into him. But I think survival in year 10 is worth it. So just as kind of a note before we get into that, I would consider it for sure. So I guess let's walk, Phil. Let's walk through your list, and you can just kind of tell us, what you're thinking. They're gonna be similar, so but there'll be some different splashes, and I kind of want to hear your thoughts around why for some of these characters. So
yeah, so I've been going through so much change recently for it because we are flooded with options right now for fantastic 3 threats for Dormammu. Shout out to one of my old ones that I don't take as often anymore, but the Iron Fist.
I was just looking at him today.
Yeah, he used to be how I dealt with like other Hulks or Malekith at the time, because you could reliably get him up there to potentially even having it go off round 2, but more often than not by round 3, and just taking out one of your opponent's big pieces for an entire round is just devastating. And you can do it elsewhere, but on top of that, being able to use what the Heroes for Hire and just taking one big attack that you don't want Dormammu to soak up, like maybe some sort of spender that makes you drop your assets.
Yep.
Bullseye used to be my go-to threat.
Yeah. What are you feeling
Not
like now?
so much anymore. I still think it's Toad now.
Toad, really? I play Okoye.
Yeah. So I used to do Okoye all the time. But I found people are just very used to being able to play around her.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, with Toad, you have to hit Toad, right? And therefore, it's going to give Dormammu power to retaliate.
Oh, that's true, because he'll have an extract more than likely.
Yeah. The nice thing is, too, is that since Toad gets the 2 power, right, he only needs to take 1 damage to slip her away, versus, like, usually you need to take the 2 damage to slip her away.
Yeah, that's very true. And also, if he flips, his hop's online, and his transfer is online. So,
yeah,
a lot of options. Yeah, cool. Who else do you got?
Baron Zemo.
Oh, no way.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Baron Zemo, Black Panther, Chosen of Bast, you were just talking about it earlier, especially with, Macran being so popular right now, just having the flex to be able to reroll that dice for 1 energy. And even if you don't use that, he's a good source of Mystic as a 3 threat. And he puts his pounce online right away.
Yeah, and he also I just thought of this too. He's pretty forgiving, like in the pay to flips where you miss. We've all had those where you walk up turn 1 and you're like, oh, I'm going to flip this uncontested. Nope. So with the 2 power, it gives him a little bit of a okay, well, at least now I can re-roll one of these and hopefully get it. So
yeah, new character that I've been finding I really like, Spider-Man Noir. He's just done wonders for me with Dormammu.
He can walk through. Has that online, right?
Well, he could, but it is terrain throw. He's just been a very durable 3 threat. I sent him to a side that he needs to basically just persist at and hold, and he also can hit really hard. You can use his spender for 3, hit several people, and then do his builder, the old 1-2, and that's a 7-die builder right there.
His beam's pretty good too. Slow shock.
Yeah, slow and shock.
Yeah, I see.
So, and he can trigger the elusive as well. And then he's still got the normal spider sense. So, and if for whatever reason you were about to die to Dormammu's leadership still, he can inert to paint it. So,
oh, that's true.
I like that you have a lot of agency, because you can decide if it's hey, the opponent just got 1 net hit in. Do I inure the pain to say 0 damage, or do I take the 1 damage so that Dormammu gets that last power he needs to do something that he needs to do, right?
Yeah, so you're on 2 or something. Sometimes you hit that point in the game where you really need that teleport or that bump, and that gives you some more agency to be I either don't need it or I love that. That's a good point, Jian.
Recently, Grunt Red Skull has been in my list. Not for the reason that Jim meant, but yeah.
Is he not in, he's pretty much in every list these days. So.
Yep.
He's not the master of Hydra, he's the master of 5 threats. So. I love Red Skull. He's in my list too. I could see a world where that's also kind of Namor if you're playing a more control-y Dormammu. But to be fair, I don't feel like there's a need to play that kind of Dormammu right now. So, But yeah, do you have anything else in your list, or?
So the last couple slots are all flex stuff. I mean, I've been trying out new Ultimate Spider-Man, right, as a 4th threat, and I hate how effective that character is.
Why do you hate it? Because it's Matt Alex or something?
Yeah, well, because it's a web warrior.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is, though. Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's also in my list. So I'm one. I mean, granted, to be fair, I've been playing a little bit of web. So, but like, yeah, I mean, online charge with an L move with 7 dice builder is just it's too good to give up.
Yeah, and he has a slot back.
Yeah, that too.
Like, he can spend power down, like as opposed to like a Shang-Chi, right? That normally is a great character, but not necessarily super great in Dormammu because like he's going to take damage from the fall team because he can't spend his power. On the front side, USM just like is like, yeah, if you just want to rip it, like you can web swing and throw a spender for 6 power. Yeah, go for it, bro. Like no problem.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I haven't built mine yet, so I should probably do that.
Good luck.
I've heard it's bad. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Phil.
I was gonna say. Otherwise, I switch out between a lot of things, right? Like we talked about in Comp 2, Gorgon, another fantastic 3 threat. I ran Deadpool recently just to play around with that.
Yeah, I saw that in your list. Why was that?
So I knew the meta I was going into at the time was going to have a lot of like pushes and stuff, and I wanted something more to potentially ignore it. Honestly, probably would not have I would take him again, but I'm glad I tried it.
Yeah, I mean his leg day goes online, which is great.
His leg day does go online.
Yeah, he does have a problem spending power, though. I think.
Yeah,
for the most part. Unless you're playing him under APOC or something.
I will say that Mark with the Mouth, I don't believe is actually once per turn. It's once per character per turn. I want to say.
Yeah, no, you're correct. Yeah.
So there could be situations where it's like, okay, I'm going to turn off a Master Swordsman here. I'm going to turn off a Bodyguard here. I'm going to turn off a Spender here.
That's true. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that. But that's 3. Yeah, I guess if you really need to burn his power, that's definitely an excellent option.
Yeah, and it's not too bad too if he takes Flames of Faulting damage, right? Because he does have healing factor too. So as long as you don't like overextend him, he might actually just be fine anyway.
Jin, I think you love Deadpool, and I've never seen him in any of your lists.
You didn't play my old Web Warriors list then when I had Deadpool as my
I didn't
primary Miles splashes.
I've never seen you use him, so that was before we were friends or something.
Yeah, I will blame Nick Patry. Shout out to one of our Quebec brothers.
Quebecois. There you go.
Yeah. I picked up something with Deadpool like round 1, and he immediately just goes up with Gwenum and just one-shots him because he only has 4 health. Yeah. I was like, oh, right. Yeah, I probably shouldn't pick up an extract with this guy round 1. That was poor form.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
But he is like, he is able to like shoot Shang-Chi outside of 3 like pretty reliably.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good character. I think his best home is obviously APOC, but like, even without APOC, I think he's just a really solid character, especially since when he's got 10 health. I mean, you kind of, in some scenarios, I've even thought of like, maybe not an APOC, but like just yeeting him forward and like diving with him. Cause like then someone kills him and now he's healthy the whole game. Yeah. And that could, I mean, you could do that theoretically with Dormammu. So you can get 3 power. So Dorm can bump, play really risky with him. So maybe that's where he wants to be. I don't know, Phil. Well, I see some benefits.
So I tried him and I kept him on like a back line. So maybe you're right. Maybe I do try him again and just throw him at the enemy instead.
Yeah, because like then it's like, okay, you have to make him relevant, right? So you're probably grabbing an extract, and then you're like, okay, hit me, because either I survive this and I have the extract, or I don't survive and now Dorm can bump. And if you have like a secondary bump, like a lockjaw or something, you're already like kind of mid table. So it could put your opponent in kind of like a, again, that pressure, right? That attrition pressure that Dorm brings.
Oh, absolutely. If I can ever double tap on round 1 with Dormammu, I'll do it.
Bring
Sometimes I
Hulk
even
back,
do it
baby.
over like maybe even getting like another VP or point. Now I know that's a very controversial step,
Yeah.
but I'm an attrition player, so that's
Yeah.
definitely what I go for.
I to be fair with you, I have not picked up a scroll for that very reason in a couple of
Yeah.
games. Because like I would have had to like do a move action, or I didn't zap quite enough power to bump. But I do know, and Jin, like maybe earmuffs because this might break your brain, but because you come from such mission playing stuff. But like there are scenarios where I'm like, I'm just going to double tap, because if you get ahead on attrition pressure or take someone off the board on their deployment line or something like that, it's insane. Because then they activate and they're still on their deployment line, like, or they flip, and it kind of like eliminates them from being effective in the game. So I definitely
one of
see a
my
reason to do that.
favorite times I've ever one rounded, and I mean that in all in all the statement of it. Round one, all in one turn, took him out, was against an APOC, and that APOC went down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we both stared at each other and went, okay.
So we'll come to this later when we talk about matchups, but he's especially good at killing APOC now. So I know Simon did the math at one point, but I'm not. I don't know. Numbers are for the weak-minded.
That's one of the things with Dormammu, right? Is that he throws off the math, the normal math for the game so much that you can just out of nowhere just like one-shot people.
Yeah, and the only math you really, I think, need to know with him is like, so on his builder, 6 dice plus your enemy's dice, you're at like a 9 pool of dice for a skull, and it's like, I think John was telling me it's like 70-something%. You're going to hit one skull, so at minimum, you're hexing your opponent's team. And if you're bringing Dorm, you're probably playing attrition. So hexing your opponent's teammates, is good, for attrition. So.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why feel the power of darkness is so good. 'Cause not only does it hex them, but it also does that push too, right? And I can't tell you how many times I have witnessed that just ruin lives when someone has just thrown an attack at them. They'll even maybe deal some damage, but like then they get hexed and pushed, and it potentially just ruins the rest of their turn.
Yep. Definitely seen that before. And so you're kind of put in this kind of hard place with Dormammu where it's either you try to kill Dorm or you try to kill his 3s that come back. So nothing is a good decision, like right off the bat, unfortunately. Unfortunately for people who aren't playing Dormammu. But cool. So that's your list, or did you have any more characters?
Yeah, I mean, I could go on, right? That's part of the reason why Dormammu has so much versatility. But that's been a lot of the flex I've been doing recently.
Cool. Yeah, so that's your recent experiment. I think the only kind of 2 or 3 differences in my list are, I bring Weapon X just because he's a tank. I bring Hulk, and I bring Lockjaw. So I bring Hulk, Lockjaw as my teleporters. I bring Hulk with it's so gimmicky, but I bring him with Gamma Launch. And so at 1920, I just fucking yeet Dorm 5. Honestly, I played like probably 6 games. I think I'm 5-1 in that scenario currently, even though they're practice games. Just because like the pressure that just like sending him up, to mid board, no matter what, you're in the middle of the board at that point. If you deploy him on a side, you like commit Dorm. I tended to deploy him last now when I'm teleporting. So my opponent doesn't know where he's going. Other characters like I guess we can talk about deployment too, like other characters like APOC. I've been told and seen it in practice, like putting APOC in the middle is usually not gonna, it's a really good first deployment, because you drop him first, they don't know where he's gonna go. I don't think Dorm likes that. I think you really need to like commit to the side that you're effectively going to punish the most, to get the most out of him. He's an A threat, right? So if he's not doing damage, in previous Storm, this happened a lot, like where you just flub, roll no skulls or you roll all blanks or something, and you wouldn't hit the wild, and it's just like you feel so ineffective. I think at minimum now, most attacks I do with him are hexing. At the very least, they're hexing someone. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've still flubbed rolls, right? It's dice game.
Yeah,
but it's just more statistically so much more likely that you will do something.
Yep. And the hex, even if you're just hexing, it feels a lot better than having him throw 6 dice into something and do absolutely nothing or not even gain any power. So hitting that skull trigger, the skull trigger was like so. They just made his kit like much more like effective, I think. So
I would agree.
I like doing the Hulk thing. And then for the very same reason, I bring Lockjaw. And Lockjaw, I do think like in terms of dorm list building, it's really good. And you were mentioning Noir, and I had this thought, so I'll bring it up now. It's good to have kind of like a techier, tough, maybe. I mean, Lockjaw's not particularly tough, but he just hangs out in the back and like moves on to points when he has to. But it's good to have like an extract holder or someone a little bit more tough, I think, in a dorm list, because your other 2/3s are, you're, as Jian mentioned, you're playing them differently. So you're eating them up and like damage, swing. So it's good to have one who kind of like is going to stay healthy and like kind of like linger in the back. I know that's a lot of people might disagree with that. I found when I play him, it's particularly useful to just have kind of like a tech piece in the back. Kind of like just, and Lockjaw can teleport him again if he needs to, right? Like maybe turn 1, you teleport him, turn 2, you move up or something and you teleport him because he gains 5 power from deployment, right? So if you only spend 1 to pick up, you wake up with 3, so you can walk teleport. So you get a lot of pressure, even more pressure kind of out of like 2 turns of teleporting. So
no, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I just added an Incontu because I want to try him out. I guess that's a difference too.
Incontu is good. The only thing that, his weakness is being moved, right?
Right.
He does not like having to spend an action to move. So if you can put him in a situation where that doesn't happen, he's going to thrive. Funny enough, Incontu loves sitting on even a more distant point because he's got the low energy like range spender.
Mm-hmm.
So he can just pluck at people just from a distance, living his best life. Like
gaining souls as he goes.
Gain some souls. Like he just consistently like he doesn't mind taking the damage from flames because if he's getting those souls, he can heal up if he needs to.
Yeah, that's also very true. I kind of like him if you're forced to play on like not spider cubes or something. He's a good piece there too. So, although if you're playing on cubes with Dormammu, something's gone terribly wrong. So.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that is not one I like to see.
Yeah, I might go unaffiliate at that point and just like run. Yeah. So, and then Jian, like, you want to talk about your list too, because your list is the only splash out of us. So, or duel.
I mean, it was just a thing where I just wanted people to cover like crisis basis. So I took a Mystique Brotherhood list that had the core of Mystique, Gambit, Juggernaut, Emma Frost, and as like sort of the baseline. And so from there, you can sort of build out a Brotherhood core, and then you had such good efficient 3 threats in Gorgon, Zemo. And whatnot, so that you can sort of fill up with what you needed. I also took both grunt characters, like that was just hubris. I wanted to play both Fury and Red Skull 2 in the list as well. Yeah, but that I could probably afford to cut like one of those. I think I don't think I need both grunt characters at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you should work up that list, Jian. Like I don't think you should give up on it.
No, it's not so much giving up on it. It's just that. I just it was I just wanted to play Juggernaut for a bit because that guy is mad fun.
Yeah, he is.
He's still like the fastest boy like in the game, which is absolutely hilarious.
He's not a terrible 5 threat with Dorm either. So
correct, yeah. And for me, Gambit was kind of functioning as like my Noir, where he's the one that would pick up a midline extract as my 3 threat. But again, because he has the 1 power, as long as they do 1 damage to him, he can usually like agility away and do a damage to them in the process. Or if you kill Gambit, that's fine. I just bring him back with like, Dark Restoration, as far as like the Dormammu goes. So yeah, that was really fun. And and leveraging the Freedom Force tokens for wide scenarios. Like if you're on a D shape, like it's like, oh great, I have a D shape plan, like, so either we're going to fight and I get to bring a good, straight Dormammu list, or we play a scenario based team and I get to play, Juggernaut and Mystique with Freedom Force tokens, and you're going to have an interesting time trying to like rotate around with that.
Yeah, I really like Brotherhood on Ds too. I think that's a good call out. And we've both seen Zach do well with them.
Yeah, Zach did a great run with them. So I would like to get inspired by a lot of players, and they sort of like nudge me, like it's like, hey, maybe you think about trying this. I'm just like, oh, okay, because Zach was also the reason I had tried out Wakanda, and that was December of Wakanda pain for you, Stephen, as a result.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So you can blame him for both of these lists.
We're in December though. Like, what's the pain going to be this month? Hopefully it's Dormammu.
Yeah, I like to throw out though that maybe a great splash actually would be Man Thing. Dormammu.
I agree.
Because have you tried it, Phil?
Yeah, I have. So it's not that he isn't good, because Man Thing is just an absolute phenomenal free threat, and he's pretty much splashable in most affiliations. But like, nothing turns on for him round one. So like, it doesn't add anything crazy. Now, once he's got the energy right to actually do the teleporting, it's great because it's a range 3 teleport. He's got the fast healing, and he's very tanky just because of how his stuff works, and throwing out incinerates is also not an awful thing. He's got all the things you want, right? He can even pull people off points. But he doesn't do anything. Like, if he got zeroed out in energy, he doesn't do anything.
So the idea is that much like Noir and Gambit, for me, is that I would be a midline extract grabber with him round 1. That's his job. And then after that, he takes the damage, right? Because the people are going to try to interact with him. He can then escape and then teleport Dormammu to, or whatever pieces you need to places you need to be,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I like that, and because he plays that same role in like Midnight Suns, right? But now you have like this big honking 8 threat you're sending everywhere. So
right, and again, they just need to do 1 damage or no, actually, they don't even need to do any damage. If they decide not to do anything, he just walks up, picks up an extract, right? He still has 1 power.
Yeah.
Next turn, he gets 3 power automatically, ready to teleport somebody. So the teleports come in whether or not you want it, baby.
Yeah,
round 2.
Very true. I still like the turn play with Lockjaw a little bit more.
I was going to say, I wouldn't want him to be my only teleporter if I'm going to take him in a squad.
Yeah, but then you're losing out on like a charger,
Yep.
Teleport is a charge.
Oh, I just mean like a turn 1 like charger, like Zemo or Weapon X or something.
Sure, but I'm starting to figure that like in the idea of cadence of like, okay, well, you can't just take 3 Zemos. I mean, some people would, I guess, if they could.
I think people. I heard DeLuca talking. He was like, "No, you just take Echo, Zemo, and Weapon X."
Yeah. That's fair. But
Echo is another great new one.
Yep.
Yes. The idea is that I think somebody in your team needs to go pick up a midline extract, right? At some times, and I think characters like Luke Cage, Man Thing, Noir, like these are all great characters that can go up and grab it.
Yeah.
And then as long as they have a role to play, like, further rounds, that'd be something to think about, So I'm trying to look in the lens of that way. It's like characters have a job round 1, and then they have a different job beginning round 2 and onward.
Yep. No, I agree. And that's kind of what I was touching on before with like a quote unquote tech piece. Maybe your tech is picking up the midline, but like, someone like Lockjaw doesn't pick up the midline, but like he picks up a side extract for you. So you can pick up a midline with like, I don't know, I've usually played him on like 4 extracts, so usually it's him and like Zemo picking up typically, or Dorm himself turn 1, because like I can teleport him with Lockjaw like right next to an objective, so it's like he just or like not right next to like maybe just 1 walk, so you're not necessarily double tapping, but like I like Dorm holding extracts too. It makes people punch him, and it's really hard to tear him off him. So. When I was playing Dark Webs, I don't know, over a year ago, I typically liked to put him in a position to pick up an extract and then webline him out with Gwen, something like that. So, but no, definitely a good point, Jin. I see. You definitely need that, and Noir feels a lot safer. Man Thing definitely feels safer than like throwing someone like Zemo up there or something like that. So,
yeah, I would agree with that.
And Jen, also, while we're talking about your list too, like I know we played a couple games when the new missions came out too, and Emma as a 4 threat was like really strong to me in Dormammu. So,
oh my goodness, I call out to Emma. The changes they made for her were phenomenal.
Yeah, they're real good. How'd you feel about that, Jen? Because you played a lot more games with her and him probably than either of us.
Yeah, no, I end up taking Fury more often than I wanted to, probably because like I just figured that he was such good in extract pressure. But there are a lot of games in retrospect that I wish I took Emma instead. The fact is that she has so much more displacement that's really
Yeah.
relevant here, is incredible. And also, like if you start a new round in diamond form, like you probably actually have the throw online a lot of the times too. So walk throwing with her is actually very much a thing that you do in Dormammu after she transforms.
Yeah, I like the idea of using her superpower to like tap someone into a double tap range of Dorm too, like late game. That seems super powerful. So
Yeah. And the no reactives, like that's come up like quite a few times. Like like you hunt the toad, she's great at hunting toads, right? For instance. In Near the Pain models, like that is a model that you can kill Spider Noir with, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, I like it. Yeah, the four splash. I don't know. In my mind too, like Dormammu lists are kind of structured where it's like you have 4 or 5 threes, and then you have maybe 1 4, maybe 2 if you're feeling ambitious. You have a 2 threat, and then you have like your 5 threat or 6 threat. And then it's really hard to fit in multiple 4s. And I mean, I think the issue is USM. Realistically, is just so good. But if you're looking for like a more control-y piece, I see a world where like Emma is your premier 4. I want to try her out definitely for sure personally, but we don't have so much time.
Yeah, I will also say that because you're more frequently switching between the diamond and normal form more often because the opportunity cost is a lot lower. Especially if you like dump all your power right in each form, it doesn't cost you much to like do the transformations, and you get a lot of movement actually out of that transform. It's incremental, but like it adds up like quite a bit over time.
For sure.
Yeah, so I just want to shout that out. Emma's great. Like if you haven't tried her out, please try her out. She's so cool now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her or any affiliation for that matter. I saw what's his face? Shit. He was so nice and I forgot his name. Emil. I saw Emil running New Mutants at Everwinter and to pretty good success, I think. And his play with Emma and them was like really solid. So I think there's Hellfire might be back on the table. Who knows? That's such a strong leadership though. So
I definitely think Hellfire has a place. And I wanted to just bring up and mention how, I mean, she's one of the 3 characters, Dormammu being one of them, who basically have the, you can take anyone. She sort of lost that when they basically forced her into an affiliation.
Yeah, but they were pretty, not in New England, surprisingly, but outside of New England, they were pretty, it was a pretty oppressive list. Like no one played them besides Sean in New England, So, yeah, so definitely try her out. I definitely want to try her out in Dorm as well. And okay, so I guess we kind of went over like quote unquote must take models. I guess like the reason why you need like at least 1 4 is I think for the 18 gets a little awkward. So I think ideally, you're splashing as many 3s as you can for the most part, give or take. So at 16, you have to bring a 2, which gets awkward. At 17, you're fine. It's Dorm and 3 3s. At 18, you're probably bringing a 4 threat. And 19 and whatever, you can kind of like get more creative, I think. But for the 18 specifically, you kind of really need a 4 that's playing a similar role, probably to your Zemo or your Weapon X or Gorgon, which is kind of just like a yeet in and try to do as much damage as possible.
So I have like a templated guideline I go along, at least when I'm building Dormammu lists. It's, I like to have 1 2, I like to have a single 4 and a single 5 at Dormammu, and then just the rest are 3 threats.
Yep, I like that, except for I bring Hulk now. So,
well, you're breaking the mold.
Innovation, Phil. Now, to be fair, I did not come up with that idea. I saw Brady do it on a stream. Brady Dormammu, I believe, is his username. The only other person I know with a Dormammu username is this Phil here, who's Dark Dimension Daddy. So
I can't take entire credit. It's just a nickname.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, it's on your Longshanks. So, but I saw Brady do that with Hulk on like a stream game, and I was like, "Holy shit!" the blinders opened and Steven was inspired. So, cool. So I think we don't need to go through. I guess we'll talk a little bit about who's hard to play against, and I guess this brings up the topic too of like how you beat Dormammu right now. And then before that, let's talk about tactics cards. So, there's only 2 tactics cards that are Dark Dimension affiliated. One is a must take, like no matter who you are, you take Dark Restoration, which is the card we've been referencing, where you spend 6 power in the cleanup phase and you bring back a 3 threat on their healthy side too. So I don't know how much we need to talk about that. It's really fucking good. I don't know.
Yeah. Just going to remind people again, because Phil mentioned this at the earlier when we talked about Live on 1. This is the timing of the Flames defaulting damage from the leadership and the Dark Restoration is all in the same player timing in the cleanup step, which means you can resolve them in either order that you want. So do keep that in mind, that even if Dormammu is just 1 or 2 power short from playing this card, if you have people that are going to take damage from your leadership, hey, guess what? You can do it.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Which is also another big change from how it used to be. With the fact that Dormammu gets so much more energy now with his changes, definitely has made Restoration an auto take. I wouldn't actually argue that it was an auto take before. A lot of people were like, you never get it off, and honestly, there were many times where you don't, because if you're already down to the line, sometimes you are spamming that incantation just to try and hope for those Yahtzees.
Yep, no, I agree. I did take it quite often before this update, but yeah, I think. Oh
no, I did too, but I'm just saying, well, it wasn't an auto take. You didn't have to.
Yeah, no, you're right. And then the second card, I mean, you have 2 restricteds, right? I think the one we should call out is Sacrifice is really good in the Dorm. Because you can basically punish someone for hitting one of your 3 threats, or you can avoid a tank on something you can resurrect. So either way, it's like a really good card to use. Because like I think the play, a lot of the times the play is your opponent's going into one of your 3 threats, and you're like, oh, cool, I'm going to have Dorm take this Hex. Push. And then they're like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll move, right? So so that's a great way to use it. But alternatively, too, if you're taking like an Eye-Hulk thing, like an Eye-Hulk spender in a Dorm, which is kind of very threatening to him. You're like, oh, we're going to throw this on Zemu. So definitely a good one. And then your second one, like, I don't know, man, like Brace is what I take, but that doesn't mean it's the right call. I think Pashup's also pretty
like Pashup legit. Personally.
Yeah.
I also like Pashup because it is a restricted card that you can dump power into, right, Phil?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
We can also see Indomitable. That could be some of this list.
I run Indom.
Yeah.
Or I did. I think I run Sack and Indom right now. So it works a lot. It's really good. I know, especially against Sentinels, it's come up more than once in 2 new Sentinels where they're like, oh, we're going to like whip line you. I'm like, nope. And then you double tap or you stay on the point. And then the other affiliated card too, I think all the restricted cards work well with Dorm. I just think Sack is like the one you should have probably.
Yeah.
To kind of like summarize that whole section up. Dark Empowerment. So I've never used this. I've seen people use it. I don't really like it. How do you feel?
So yeah, I think it's a trap, honestly. It can be really good. Like it has the potential to do really, really well. And I've done the meme with it before, for bringing a Hulkbuster back, but
wait, explain this meme. I'm not sure I understand it.
So the purpose of the card is to fill someone with energy, correct?
Yeah.
And who wants to get to 10 energy really bad?
Well, I didn't know Hulkbuster did, but I guess now I do.
Well, he does if he dies.
Yeah, Tiny Tony can resurrect his Hulkbuster for 10 power.
I did not know that was on his card because I've literally never seen it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like a fun thing.
Yeah, it's just a little meme. And then you're also taking Hulkbuster with Dormammu, so that's 14 threat right there.
Yeah, well, a casual 14. I mean, I do that at my 20 with Hulk, so to be fair.
True.
So I'm trying to think of a situation where it may be useful to do this. If you want to pump Dormammu up for like double spender, maybe.
He gets so much energy, though.
I know,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe you're rolling bad one game and you're like, oh, we're going to Dark Empowerment, double spender. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a situation, man.
Sure. So the way it is like you want to supercharge a character, right? And you can. What's great is that you can use the damage from a spender or something, right? Like the obliteration spender, and that's fine to like get power on somebody. Like you can like feasibly put on, let's say, Gorgon, for instance, right? That man can suddenly have a charge and 2 God Crushers like online.
Yeah, that's true. I like that a lot. Still don't know if it's worth a TTC, but maybe you throw that in your 10. But
right, because the thing is, like the trap is the fact that one, the person has to take a damage first that before they play the card, and then you're not sure how good your success is going to be, right? So if the Dark Empowerment was like, hey, you know exactly what the next successes are going to be, play it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But because you have to gamble on it, and you have no idea what you're going to roll, right? It could be a nothing card.
If it was like Crim's card where you just gain 3 power after a KO, I think that'd be an auto take, like something like that. But yeah, okay. And then I think after that, you have your two restricteds. You bring Dark Restoration, you bring Dark Empowerment or not, and then you have 7 to fill out, and they're pretty much all character cards. So yeah, I don't even. I think I'm gonna look at my list real quick because, like, okay, well, if you're bringing Zemo, like I think we've all decided here, Zemo is like a must-take in Dorm. So you're bringing I Am a Baron. It's just a broken card, and then everyone is pretty much bringing Red Skull these days with Dorm. So you bring Cosmic Ablit. I like Survival and Warpath as kind of like unaffiliated.
I do like Warpath a lot. Also, do not forget to mention Recal.
Oh yeah, Recal. Yep, I have that in here too. I just did forget to mention it.
Yeah, Apoc's being top dog right now. I think because all the dice fixes from Fury, the Fury power from the Horsemen of War, and also the amount of rerolls that you can get up to 3, right, for the Horseman tokens. Like you could really mess up an Apoc's dice pool with a Recal.
Yeah, Recal just neuters War. You're like, oh cool, you can mod, now you can't.
It may save you once. It may be. Simon will say otherwise.
It's really funny to like fish for things because, you get those failures added to you, right? And then you recal, but those skulls are there. So like, it can be really funny just based on what's ends up being on the board before you recal.
Yeah, if you're like looking to hit your spender, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because of the time. Yeah, Phil, like it's weird because the way they updated the counting the skulls. Yeah, like you do technically get to grab their skull results first before they do the recal, and that could be very funny.
It's not an auto, but I very much. Sometimes when you're playing Dormammu and it's a dice game, so people are just going to get that lucky roll-in sometimes. So giving him a option of just being like, well, let's not have you get Magical Christmas Land again, and if they do, then they deserve Magical Christmas Land.
Yeah. And I saw a ruling today. You do add your skulls before the recals from your opponent, so they come into your pool,
which is fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Good quality of life change all around.
10 out of 10 with Dormammu.
Absolutely. So yeah, I have play patterns on here. I think we kind of talked about that, so we don't have to do that.
Yeah, I do. I don't think we've actually really like solidified like the crisis that Dormammu wants to see though. Like, so we mentioned a few. Like we mentioned like Emkron, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't like Emkron in general, so I don't bring it. But yeah, I can see a world where that's a thing. But I
like it. I like. So the pay to flip part can be potentially frustrating as it is for everyone. But that's why I also bring Bast, but more importantly, it puts you so much closer to like everyone on the board because it's just a very close, put together secure. And Dormammu, like that's why you play Dormammu, for those incantations that just jump everywhere.
That's true.
Yeah. If you're less risky, you bring intrusions.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I think Intrusion is even more risky. Sometimes those portal rolls, man, they were hair pulling.
Yeah, that's true.
When you miss 2 in a row and then you get teleported back to your original point and it's like, well, I guess I'm not doing anything this round.
Yeah. It can be nice though, because a lot of times people, as we said before, you either kill the 3 threats or you go hard into Dormammu. But if they choose to just go after the 3 threats, they very often try to evacuate from wherever Dormammu is. So if you could just interact and then get to say anywhere else on the board is fine.
Yep, that's true. I mean, I just dropped it for yeah, I'm like editing my list as we go, but I do think I see more Mcron play than Intrusions. Maybe, I don't know. Well, I'll have to ponder this. But yeah,
they're both viable.
I guess in general, like what we're looking for with Dormammu are attrition missions, right? So like I love Wedding Party. I love Fisk. I like Deadline a lot. And then the new Lockdown is excellent for him. And then after that, I guess you pick Mcron or Intrusions, right?
There's also Deadly Meteors. Do we like Deadly Meteors? I think we like Deadly Meteors.
B-maps are fine.
I'm pretty sure I like Deadly Meteors, yeah.
Oh, Deadly Meteors. Yeah, I like that with him too. Because the 17 is really strong too. Oh, that's a good point, Jian. I'm adding that to my list now.
Yep. And then Deadline, I think he actually is pretty solid on Deadline Destruction. Like that's a much more condensed diamond. So you should be able to like teleport and tap people most of the time, I think.
Yeah. And I like his 16, unlike Phil. I do like his 16. I mean, I know maybe I bring a better 2, like a Toad or something, instead of a Koye, but even a Koye is just like kind of hanging out, holding an extract on the backline. As you put, you don't bring a Koye. You don't have to. You have fucking Red Skull.
You have Red Skull. Whose grunts can interact and do damage to the opponent for free.
Yay! Not broken at all.
He's fine. Everything's fine.
He's totally fine. It's totally fine. I've recently played him with a bump, and I realized why Midnight Suns love him. So, anyways, Red Skull aside. I think those are some good secures. I think things you don't want to play on, probably just Cosmic now in the current rotation. Like that doesn't feel great. Scoundrels isn't terrible, or Riots. Cosmic and Riots. You probably don't want to play on, but you can still rotate. You know.
Yeah,
I don't want to play on cubes either.
Well, that's an extract. We're just going over cubes.
Okay, you know what? You're fast.
And you interrupted Jian like a normal host or guest host.
Oh my god,
that's the normal part of the show, actually, Phil. So good on you.
Oh, Jian, no.
Yeah, I know. We're like so sad. We're gonna say Jian.
No, for secures though, I think he can play the D maps and B maps like competently. It's just that you just need to get the extract like parity or lead, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like once you do that, like the map can get much more condensed, so to one flank or the other. But going to extracts, cubes is interesting because like it gives you extra power, which you don't want, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can bring people back, and they can't. So,
True. I guess it also sort of depends on what characters I've brought into that roster. Like if I have. Let's say I have a bunch of healing factor characters, because let's say I took X-23 or Weapon X or Man Thing or Logan. You've got to get some air, you know?
Yeah. I love Wolverine. I love him so much, and I hate that I can't use him regularly. But whatever.
He's so straight for all that damage.
Oh, yeah. For all 3 damage?
Yeah, all 3 damage. No, so like, I guess it really depends on who I've brought with me. It could be fine. I've had so many feel bads where I've gotten like all this energy and then like exploded from cubes.
Yeah, I'm also of the mind that like an F shape isn't the ideal. I know you can play I think he can play on most of these things. Does he want to play on an F? Probably not. You probably don't want that quick of a scoring game.
Yeah.
I think you kind of want at most like 8 points on the board. You're ideally looking for 7.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want a lot of points on the board because there's other lists are just gonna, they're gonna run away before you can really get that attrition through.
Exactly. And And so I think I like hammers. I know maybe experiment it again, Phil, because I do think it's a pretty good Dormammu mission these days.
Okay.
I bring Montesi, Legacy Virus, Scrolls, and I'm not sure how I feel about this, but like Jailbreak feels like it could be okay, the sourcing, because you're I don't think you're sourcing your own. I think you're moving to your opponents and sourcing theirs. You know what I mean, though? Like, you're probably have one character, and that's where like a Lockjaw or a Noir or something comes in handy, because they can just sit on a point and tank hits. But like, I think with Jailbreak, you're playing at 20. So, my 20 is with Hulk. So Hulk and Dormammu are going to go like wreak havoc as like, as like one of the, maybe I don't take a charger there and I take something else, but like, I'm not sold on it. I like Inhumans. I've recently come to love Inhumans deploy advanced weaponry because of the punishing factor. So that might be an option there too.
Yeah.
I just think like maybe you're avoiding Fs for the most part. So like Terrigen, Cubes, Spider Infected. You probably don't want scientific samples either because that scores too fast. So like Alien Ship's another option too, I think.
Yeah. Terrigen may not be too bad though, because that means that they're usually going to be kind of like more limited in their movement, unless you're playing like a Webs or something that would have a lot of extra movement tricks there.
Yeah, I do like the idea of slowing down the game, and you can take 4 extracts with only. I guess Hammer says 4, but like you can take 3 with only 3, 2. So
that's fair.
Yep. So maybe the characteristic we're looking for is like more midline objectives, right? So that's where your alien ship, like deadly legacy virus, your inhuman weapons, right? Those all come into play. Or I assume Montesi is actually kind of okay because it's so slow scoring in the first place that you're kind of okay doing that one too.
Yeah, I like Montesi a lot with Dorm, especially Mono Dorm. Well, yeah, we're talking kind of in the context of Mono Dorm, to be fair, because I feel like if you're dueling with him, you can get better play into some of these other missions.
Yep. Okay, so do you actually guys like Alien Core? Do you think that it's too much of a hazard for us since we're going to be
I like it because it's the 17 and you bring Dorm and 3/3 threats.
True. And you kind of don't care if your guys die, right? Because like you said, you
just
can
come
bring one
back.
Yeah. I'm indifferent on it.
Yeah.
Like I could play it or not. It doesn't really matter to me.
Well, what I like about it in particular is that if you pick up a core, you can yeet yourself into the enemy lines, and then you're also dealing damage from the core in addition to like whatever you're yeeting out. So it can be kind of, but you're also spending power, right? You're already cognizant in Dormammu of like making sure you spend power efficiently with your 3 threats. So typically, I'm going to guess you're not going to be over 3. Well, you might have 3, but you're probably going to, most likely you're going to end up with like 2, 1, 2 at the end of an activation. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just going to be whether or not you want to pick up with Dormammu, because he's the one that is going to be banking power more than any other character on your list.
Oh, you're asking if you want to pick up a core with Dorm.
Yeah.
Oh, probably not. If you can help it. Yeah, I say all that and then like, oh, that's not what you said, Jian.
No. That's part of the question. Like, you know. But now that I'm thinking about it more, just like specifically Dorm is like the question of whether or not you want to pick up with him, right? So
I like to have him maybe with a core like late game, like pull it off someone. I'm not sure if I like him starting out with one because he wants to be at minimum 3 per turn, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, late game, you're kind of forced to probably pick it up anyways because you're going to have people dead. They're going to have people dead. And at that point, you're just trying to score points to end the game, regardless of where you're going to live.
It's very true. It's the same thing with like Legacy Virus. It's like if I had to, I'd probably pick up all 3 with Dorm.
I have in fact done that.
Yeah, I did it. Did I do it with APOC into you, Phil? That was a good game.
You did.
That was stupid. It was so stupid. Yeah, it's good times. But it's always such a. I know, Jian, you're like, it's such a rush when you assemble the virus, and it really is because you're like 6 VP, I win.
Oh, it's so big.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
The dream term is you assemble the virus with somebody and then you dark resto them back anyway.
Oh, yeah, that'd be brutal. I feel like if you're up 6, though, you probably do.
No, that is absolutely the win more super A++ more.
You're like on 9 points, and you're like, guess what? This round I'm going to do. Okay, yeah. So I mean, that's all the missions. I think for the most part, yeah, just avoid Fs, avoid Ds. Kind of like any attrition team, or most teams under the sun now are doing that, which is, I think, we're bringing up another point why Dorm's so good. A lot of teams are avoiding those missions anyways. So it's like, unless you're playing webs or maybe Inhumans, you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think the last kind of thing, and John Falco and I were tanking for like a good half hour about this today, so it's kind of on my mind a little bit. How you beat Dorm? Well, the first obvious choice is play a mission playing team. I think if you're running like a Miles 1 webs team, like even with the current mission setup, you're still taking things that Dorm doesn't want to play on. There is a chance you pull something else though nowadays, which is a bummer. But mission scoring teams are going to like outpace Dorm even from the attrition. I think for the most part. That's obviously like not always true, but that is a weakness of his. He does not particularly play scoring missions well. Like Dorm on Senators just feels bad, or
it
Dorm
does.
Dorm on Terrigen also feels bad. Yeah, even Dorm on like Spider Infected feels not great too. So
I'd say Spider Infected is probably the worst because that actually can move Dorm around, like really out of position. At least the other ones, like you can kind of stay in the place. Like, okay, the poison is whatever because, like, you're just going to get a ton of power anyway. And then for Senators, that one's interesting to me because even though there's a lot of points on the board, they're kind of stuck in place, right? So a lot of times that also means that your guys can also just, because a lot of them can just kind of like walk up and charge someone that just picked up a Senator a lot of times.
That's true.
So it's not as bad as I think as people may think, I think, for Senators is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's so many points on the board.
Yeah, that's the real issue that I'm seeing is like, even if you're like, typically you're like 4 wide with Dorm, right? Most of the time. So it's like, if you don't keep pace, like attrition wise, or you have like a bad attrition turn, your opponent just goes up, which does happen, right? So it feels a little unreliable.
Right. I guess if I had the choice of taking either Spider Infected or Senators, I would definitely take Senators over Spider Infected.
Yeah, I think so. Your opponent has to walk to the midline too, so like you do have the advantage of like turn 1 just being like, here you go, boom, 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 boom. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's true. So come grab these extracts. I'm going to punish you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Talking about things that Dormammu does not like for beating him is hexing him. He could be hexed.
So, well, we're on that point actually. So in that discussion I was having earlier with someone, well, I already said his name, so I'll just tell you, John, we were talking a lot about like what affiliations play particularly well into him. I think the Defenders Midnight Suns duel that's kind of like popular is incredibly good into him. Because not only do you have Strange with Bats into Dorm, it's like all you have to do is, even if you only guarantee it 1 turn, you're stopping a Dorm activation, and that's huge. And then you can kill the 3 threats. Like, say you stop him and he's only got 4 power. You're like, okay, now I'm just going to murder all your 3s. And you can't bring him back. So, he'd probably have to be lower than 4 to, if you're going to kill people, but whatever, you know what I mean?
Still, yeah.
And then they have Iron Fist too, who can also start to activate a bunch of models. So, I think they're a pretty good affiliation. And then the Defenders Flex puts Hex out everywhere, so that also kind of like...
Well, and they have a lot of characters that can be immune to Flex, right? I mean, Hex.
Yeah, yep.
What, I-Hulk, which would be a lot of times like your normal, like, let's try and neuter this big slappy character, and he's just immune to Hex.
Mm-hmm. And I-Hulk Spender is really good in a Dorm, too, because it can push him.
Yeah.
So
that I think segues another thing. He does not like being moved.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Which is why Emma's good into him too.
Yeah.
So, I think also like condition wise, you're looking at like if you can apply Shock, Hex, Root.
Slow is also kind of relevant because that happened to me in my game against Matthew Shadow Marvel. And slowing that Dorm and having a B-shaped secure actually was really integral to him actually not winning that game.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Because like normally He can double walk to a point, a D shape. So with slow, I don't know if he gets there, right? If you're on the inside.
Yeah, the D shape you can do like 2 moves, like or a teleported move and fine. But when you have to cross the board for a B shape, oh man, that sucks a lot.
Oh, I thought you said D. You were playing on B?
Nope. Yeah, B as in boy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. And if you can apply slow to Dorm and you're applying it also to his like charging horseman, then that's also feel bads on rotating. So I think anything where you have to rotate maybe isn't great with slow.
One of the popular web leaderships right now is ASM, right?
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't say popular.
It's popular with Matt Alex.
Okay.
But I will say, Phil, like that leadership is now more relevant than ever because there's just more support for him to finally make it like a real legitimate like threat that you can put on people.
AKA Silk.
Yeah, Silk too. Yeah, she just has a slow beam, so if you misposition like your 3 threat and Dorm, you can get punished for it.
Oh yeah, and she's happy to blow up a Zemo charge too, which is always hilarious.
for sure. Yeah, no. To be fair, like taking anti-charge tech isn't a terrible idea either. So like Loki 1, anything that like would go into Silk, for example, but because that kind of stuff can really like stop your 3 threats. They need to do damage too. That's the whole point. Like you're putting on kind of like your gameplay or style or whatever is like throwing 2 points of pressure somewhere, one with Dorm, one at least with like 1 or 2 3 threats. And then like you really have to be doing consistent damage to kind of allow yourself to like win or to get an attrition advantage. So if you're not doing that, it feels real bad. So,
yep. Dorm also not having any DR also means that any splash damage, right? Situations will hurt Dorm quite a bit.
Yep.
So, you think about like the Gambit, like explosive splashes, Spider foes. Yep. And he's even though he does have 4 defense and the collisions are only 3 damage now, I mean that still can whittle away at you like bit by bit. Actually,
no, absolutely. I was saying before, one of the things I hated the most was not like a damage outside of attacks. Less relevant with throws now, but throws are still absolutely good to use against him. As you said, splash damage, Mephisto. Things like the Devil's Due. Just handful of damage here and there. If you can focus just doing throws and splash a little, that you're going to take out Dormammu. Or if you can neuter one of the biggest things that actually defends him, which is feel the power of darkness. So like what you brought up.
Do you feel
Emma,
it though?
You can't react with it.
Yeah. And another kind of sleeper pick that I was looking over earlier is Rogue, because she can just double walk, hit you with the zap power damage thing, which is pretty strong. I like that a lot because then you don't get pushed and you're like, okay, I'm contesting this point and you can't kill me. Like you activate her like relatively late after Dorm goes and you just double walk, punish.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Cause like what he does to people, he also doesn't like it back. So sapping power and Hexium are things that he hates as well.
Yeah. And pushes too. So yeah.
Does not like actually fighting another Dormammu.
Have you guys played a Dorm Mirror yet?
I have not.
No.
I have. So I guess I'm the only one here. It is the Wild fucking West. And I played it on hammers against Pedro. Shout out to Pedro. Good sport. It came down to basically one turn where he pulled the hammers off and then I put them back on and then like kind of killed his team. And I pushed his own Dormammu because he went into my Dormammu. It got pretty crazy. It's a fun time, but like to be honest, the mirror is literally just rolling buckets of dice at each other. So whoever ends up kind of like winning that game, I think you're in a better spot. But again, unlike the APOC mirror, which is like a thing people talk about, I'm not sure it matters if you get prio or not. But it's not something I thought about too much yet. But I'm sure as time goes on, it will be a question you have to ask yourself. Like, is there a mirror tech piece? My answer initially, I played 2 mirrors because I played Simon as well. I forgot about that. And my answer at the time was Loki 2. I think Loki 2 can go really strongly into Dormammu. Here's the problem when you're playing a mirror. the 3 threats just murder you. And if your 5 threat goes down, now you can't bring them back. So you're just down a model. So I think in the mirror, you're safer just running all 3s. so whoever like kills, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I think the 3 threats are just a safer bet when you're in the mirror. So
yeah,
but
I mean that could be true. Actually, I kind of like the idea of Emma as anti-Dormammu tech.
Yeah, I like her more than Loki too. I think definitely.
Yeah, because you want to look at characters that can sort of deny like the response back, right? Because Feel the Part in Darkness is a really good reactive. So characters that can shut off, right, can by either no reactives or just not affected by the push is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Jian, I have a question for you. After a couple tournaments running some Dorm, do you in fact feel the power of darkness?
I do. I just need to play hammers better. But beyond that, this guy is real good.
Yeah. We talked about that, though. Like, you tend to play more conservatively, and on hammers, you just fucking yeet forward, grab both, done.
Yeah, I should have taken my own like deployment device advice and just like, you just pick up a hammer and you can, with the size of his base and his movement speed, you can just
you have a whole video on that, Jian.
Yes. Bork, I know.
Yeah, I love that video. That's probably the most like praised video I've seen out of anything in MCP so far. Every single time we talk about deployment, people are like, "Oh, Jian, thank you so much. I learned a lot from it too." So check that out on RSMP YouTube. Link is below actually every episode. So it's a great video.
Man, I'm looking at this Emma more and more from the changes, and Dormammu really hates her.
Yep.
Like telepathic lash, that you can trigger that off. You send them small off somewhere, then you can psychic spike. You don't have to deal damage. You get the bend wills.
Who Emma also is a good counter to is also APOC. So it's just because it's the same kind of thing. So yeah. I think I'm going to put her in my list right now too, in my Dorm list.
She's a very solid character now, and I think we're going to see, not only we're going to see more Hellfire, but I think we're going to see her more in general, especially because of how well she does into some of these lists,
big boys,
the big boys, and I think maybe the return of Emma Frost, if not Hellfire, but Emma Frost herself, is going to be something we might see down the line here.
Yeah, she's probably good in Brotherhood too, right, Jian? I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, she's affiliated Brotherhood. She's also affiliated X-Men, so that definitely is a good boost to both those teams, which could definitely use the help at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So the last couple of things we just have on here are recommendations for people wanting to start the affiliation. There's only one recommendation I have. It's buy the Dormammu box. That's all you need to do. It comes with terrain that I've never built.
I've used the little spiral token features for his ultimate encounter. I use those as like the faction tokens.
Oh, nice! I should do that because I have a box close by. I bought a second Dormammu. I know. Laugh about it, Jian. Jian like makes fun of me all the time because I like painting the same model more than once. But it's also kind of funny. I thought about it a little bit, Jian, because I was like, you were using my Dormammu for these past 2 tournaments, and like a lot of people have complimented him, and you've told me they have, and like things like that. And I'm like, well, I want to paint a second one still. So, I want to do a cell shaded Dormammu. That's actually why I want to paint.
Oh wow, one. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I just recommend you go easy on the flock. That's all.
Yeah, you and your little like I was like looking at it. So Jian told me, he's like, oh, your flock like makes it like an advantage, like he moves slightly more forward. And I was like looking at it the other day. I was like, maybe half of an inch, but sure, Jian.
Listen, I come from the Guild Ball trenches, right? That half a millimeter is huge. Okay.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I have always, even for like opponents and whatnot and whatever, if you're hobbying and your hobbying's good and like something happens with the base, like you just make sure you tell your opponent, like be like, hey, look, I'm going to measure a little bit farther behind. But I think it's worth it for the artistic facts. You know what I mean? So, I mean, depends, right? Like if you're playing 40K and you like have wings and you tuck them in, that's not artistic. That's modeling for advantage, right?
Here's my face down hive tyrant that's flying.
Yeah. Look at him in this small little ball on his base, like I have seen that before, unfortunately, and Phil, I'm sure you have too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to play in a pretty hyper competitive. Phil and I played 40K out of the same shop. Fun fact.
True.
So, but yeah, so recommendations for people wanting to start beyond buying the box, like as a joke. I think like experimenting a lot with 3 threats is like your first step. What do you think, Phil? Yeah, and get Baron Zemo.
Get Baron Zemo.
Laminate, I am a Baron after all. You're going to use that in every affiliation you play from now on. Yeah, no, it's true. Get Zemo. Maybe buy some Inhumans boxes and
Hashtag
yeah,
nerf.
any 4 model boxes, you buy them for new Patrick Brown art and also for new Dormammu 3 threat pieces.
That's all. Yeah. Hey, you have the sideways cards now too, so that's all good. But yeah, I think like Dormammu is just like a fun. Like you just have to experiment a little bit and like put in some time, like because half of your, especially if you're running mono Dorm, like half of your list is kind of unspoken for. So as long as you have 4. A 2, and then like maybe I don't know 4 3s in there. The rest of it's kind of like up to you. So,
if you're just experimenting, the template of Dormammu, a 5 threat, 4 threat, 2 threat, and then just all 3s, you'll cover your bases there. If you want to deviate from that, feel free to do it. Honestly, have fun, see what works for you. As you've heard tonight, whereas there's a lot of characters we all share. We also had our own, like, oh no, I like this character. And I'm sure they're all perfectly fine.
Yeah. I just realized I probably don't have to bring a 2 threat, so that opens up another slot.
Yep. I think I want to try Nebula as my 2 threat.
Oh, yeah. Wait, okay, we're at the end of the episode here, and now I'm like, this is just stream of consciousness, Steven thinking, why do you need a 2 threat? Like, what threat level is that helpful at?
If you don't want to play
with Red Skull in your list,
so you can play 19 with 3 threats and a 2 threat.
Okay, the alternative is what? You play 19 with 2 3 threats and Red Skull.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems better.
Not always.
Yeah,
well, so what if you're like on that Senators map, right? And you just like maybe you're really trying to like prevent your opponent from going wild with points early on.
Sure. If I'm playing on Senators with Dormammu, I've made a terrible decision.
I mean, then you didn't have a choice, right?
Yeah, that's true. Interesting. Okay. I still want to drop the 2 now, though. Now I'm like, well, that could be someone else.
Well, as we're saying, what you actually want to do could be very different. So you don't have to stay to that template.
Yeah, or 20 threat. Maybe you want to run Emma, and the only way you run Emma is that you need a 2 threat in there.
That's true. All right, I'll keep a Koei for now. Wait, who'd you say you were bringing, Phil, these days?
So I've done Toad a lot.
Toad.
Yeah.
I like Bob in that spot, too.
I mean...
Because Bob's just funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Dark Empowerment Bob for another Make It Spicy token.
Oh, there we go. We've done it.
2 9 dice. Yeah. Oh man, that's great actually. so go ahead.
I was gonna say a 2 threat I did back in the day that doesn't really matter anymore. But Honey Badger, because you could take Jonathan, and you just throw it on a back point, and it just gave you an extra way to contest a point.
Very true.
I don't hate it, Phil. I actually kind of like it, actually.
Yeah, same here.
It's not as like needed anymore, but like that's one of the things I used to do to try and deal with just having less people on the board.
Yeah.
That no one likes Honey Badger in their face.
That's very true. 5 dice on a 2 threat. What are you going to do?
Plus, also aggressive bodyguards.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so any kind of final thoughts? And Phil, I'm more looking at you because you're a guest here.
yeah, make sure you buy that Dormammu box.
Yeah, if you, what happens if you don't buy the box and you want to play Dormammu?
Well, if that is the case, then I recommend getting the Mephisto box, and then not playing the same because they actually play very different.
Yeah. I was like, where are you going with this?
I will say, because I recently this past year did a retreat with you, Steve, and I trolled my team the whole time by doing a Dormammu Mephisto roster, and it is not good. Do not if you ever felt like you know what, I want to take Mephisto with Dormammu. Don't.
You ever want to troll your teammates into losing?
But I tried it, so there's that.
I don't know why at a tournament felt the need to do that, but that's a different discussion.
Specifically, it was a team tournament, so I had to.
It's true.
I had to troll you.
I'm just busting your balls.
I know.
Yeah,
but final thoughts. Buy the box. Get Baron Zemo.
That's it.
Try things out. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, just buy the box and get Baron Zemo, and you're all set.
Yeah. Dorm's in a good spot now, so definitely a good time for the Master of the Dark Dimension. So, Jian, anything from you?
Nope. It's a fun time to play Dorm. Give them a try if you haven't tried them yet, guys. I'm kind of glad they didn't do a great rework. Credit to AMG, they just say, we found out after we did this whole rewrite, we just needed to just do a couple little dial changes, and that's it. And I think a lot of characters are just not far off from that. So, fun, man. Yeah, it's good stuff.
You too can be the darkest of daddies.
Okay.
I mean, Phil is the darkest of daddies.
That is true.
It's true.
I welcome more dimensional daddies into the fold.
Well, we have a whole tire line. It's mostly leather. So I guess without further ado, thank you so much for listening. We're live on One, which you probably know when you clicked on the episode, but you can find us. Our Facebook is at Alive on One or something. Discord link below. You can join that. You can email us with any questions you have at aliveonone@gmail.com. Please leave a review on Apple and Spotify or wherever you prefer to listen. And we only have 30 reviews, and I know our numbers. So I know. I know you're not leaving them. You can
Guilty.
Check out. Yeah, Phil, you don't even listen to us. So whatever. You can find our affiliate link, Huge Miniatures, below. And I guess without further ado, Godspeed, Dormammu. Or Zemo, or Emma, I guess. All right, bye.